la 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 la. No star-spangled banners flying high. Samson's waiting, but the eagle won't try. Victoria's got a thorn in its side. Diplomatic poker played worldwide. Ace on the table, hearts on the floor. Who's keeping score? Who's keeping score? No, USA and RSA. Big summit's gone astray. Trump said his piece, now he's on his way. No, USA and RSA. No, USA and RSA. Big summit's gone astray. Trump said his piece, now he's on his way. No, USA and RSA. Blank stares, the aims, he's got no plan. Sad faces, but the show must stand. From Washington to Johannesburg sand, the game is rigged, the dealer's hand. Ace on the table, hearts on the floor. Who's keeping score? Who's keeping score? No, USA and RSA. Big summit's gone astray. Trump said his piece, now he's on his way. No, USA and RSA. No, USA and RSA. Big summit's gone astray. Trump said his piece, now he's on his way. No, USA and RSA. La 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 la.
Well, thank you, Xavier Granley. And what people don't know is that my day has been as follows: up in the morning, researching the news, catching up events. After I went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, producing a video, and then doing an interview about solidarity with Jaco Kleinhans. So I worked until 3 a.m. I got up at 7 a.m. and then I researched the news. At 9:30, I spent an hour mentoring aspiring or upcoming content creators on YouTube for 1 hour. Then I did my news for an hour and a half and switched over and was a guest on Conscious Caracal. Left from there, took care of some business, ran around, went to the Veterans Organization tonight, gave a speech there, and then came back, made sure things were running okay at the Veterans Organization, then came back tonight, prepped for this, and here I am. So that's been my day. Basically, it's been all for everyone else. Very little for me. I got a little cut there on my cheek. Yeah, so thank you for recognizing that, Colonel Ista. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But there is a nice little payback, folks. So last night I spoke at the Lions Club about Veterans Day, and they kindly gave me this locally manufactured mug. So I got a Lions Club mug. Pretty cool, huh? It's very nice of them to do that. Yep, so really nice. So nice little mug there. Add that to my mug collection. Good quality there, locally made, so that's pretty nice. So local schools, this is a state that recognizes and respects veterans, which is very kind. We inculcate that in our youth, and it's really nice to see that. This is actually rooibos with honey in it. Rooibos tea. Right, so as I went to John, I'm blank now. Orthopedic surgeon. I went to see the orthopedic surgeon today, and we're going to go for the injections. But get this, they're so busy that the first time they give me an injection is in 2 months. I have to wait 2 months to get an injection. I have to walk around hobbling for 2 months. So the sports medicine doctor I saw last week said, we can get you set up for an injection. So I'm going to call them and see if I still have visits left on that referral. And if I do, I'm going to schedule and go get the jab sooner. So I'll try to do that over there. So Yeah. So, but anyway, on the way back, there's a bridge that's covered with fence. It's a footbridge that runs across the highway on the way to Harrisburg and up there. So I drove past and I didn't see them. But coming back, I saw some kids and some adults up there, and they put banners up and said, "Thank you, veterans." And they had the Space Force and the Air Force and the Marines and the Navy and the Army flags hanging off of the fence up there on both sides. And they were waving to the veterans. It was so awesome. It's amazing, the respect. I love being in a country where we respect those who serve our nation, whether it's soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, coasties, Space Force warriors, or it's EMTs, police officers, first responders, firefighters. And then at the Veterans Organization tonight, I was given a card. This card was given by some people who do a lot of volunteering for us now. They gave these out to veterans tonight. They gave me one. And it says, "Your sacrifice earned our freedom." Thank you. This is from Bryce and Melissa. Thank you. They also gave us a little chit. A chit is a coupon for a $5 coupon for drinks. So they bought that. So that's really nice. So thank you for that. And then the elementary school came in, and the elementary school handed out cards to veterans. They brought 100 of them, and we gave 15 out to the Marines who are having the Marine Corps League meeting tonight, and then we gave it to other veterans in the building. So this was the card that they gave me. Very kind of them. And so inside it says, military, you happy military, thank you for your service from Max. So that's very nice. So that's kind. And then finally, this is from the primary school too, from like the first graders, I think. They had a pre-printed thing that the kids could color in, and it says, "Please accept this handprint as a thank you for what you gave. I'm happy and free because you were brave." All because you were brave. And some people think that, what does he do with these things? Well, I keep them, and I pull them out occasionally to remind me and keep me humble and to be grateful. Occasionally I show you guys these things, I bring back out. So that's pretty nice. I mean, that's really nice, huh? Very sweet. So, yeah, good stuff there. Good stuff. It's nice to be in a place where people respect veterans. So. It's a really nice card, Charles. Okay, let me say hello to everybody in the chat. We'll talk about a little bit of news tonight, talk about some things. Hey, look who made an appearance. He's back on camera tonight. He's no longer camera shy. None other than my buddy, Detective Pikachu, back here investigating the case of Solidarity's billboards being ripped down. Pikachu is on the case. He's my favorite detective. Charles Van Olsen, Nady Lynch, Dogzilla, Auntie Floyd. Sean Patrick Cornier, good morning to you. Potchefstroom, welcome. Oh, Potchefstroom. Is that where the chicken guys were shot? One was killed. It was in Potchefstroom, or where was that at? Okay, Andre Mostart. Oh dear God, somebody's Bogart in the chat. They think this is freaking BBM. It's not BlackBerry Messenger. Okay, Diane, AJ Quinn, Emerencia Quinn. Husky7, welcome to Karen Graham, Freya Dutoy, Tom Pulteney, Kathy Price is here, Andre Mostart, I think I said, and Elmarie Mayer, welcome to you, Xavier Grayling, hello to you, Mandy from Royan, Fonz, 787 Dreamliner, Charles Van Onselen, Malcolm Clotis here, Petrus van der Linde, Dylan Combrick, Be Happy, Bob Newhart. I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. Denise Bellingham, welcome to you. Delmarie Mostart, welcome to you as well. CB's back again. Alex, 44066, out there in Ohio. Latir Machrog, welcome to you. Lawrence Duplessis, I saw you earlier on Conscious Caracles broadcast. Charles Freda, welcome, Charles. And Caroline. Who else we got there? Oh, there's a super chat from Mike. Good day, Colonel Chris. May you have a good night's rest, and please ignore the trolls and cock comments. You're greater than that. No, you have to respond to them sometimes. That's one of the advice I gave. You can't simply ignore it. The example I give of this is that Graham Smith was the captain of the Proteas. For 4 years, he was falsely accused of being a racist. Every headline and every news report Every television broadcast said that he was a racist. These are all people defaming his character. For 4 years, he didn't really respond to it. In the end, an Indian and black judge, an independent panel, found him completely exonerated, not guilty of any racism, which of course was the case. He was being attacked, and no consequences for the people in the fake media who lied about him for 4 years. So a researcher 40 years from now will be going through newspapers like I did. In the 1980s, I went through the newspapers from South Africa, the English language newspapers in South Africa from 1948. To research the 1948 election that brought the National Party to power. And I was not there in 1948. I'm reading the newspapers 40 years later. And 40 years later, I'm reading the opinions and views of the news that was slanted about that election. So in 40 years, when people research the Proteas and talk about the history of Grant Smith, he will be labeled a racist by people that didn't know any better, or say that there was a controversy about him being a racist. So you have to respond to some of these comments. You can ignore a lot of them, but some of them you have to respond to. But thank you for the super chat. 70 Rand. Clouds are gathering. Is the notice off? No, the alert box is on. Okay, cool. Stella 4, welcome to you. Getting ready to go to Home Affairs, pick up my birth certificate. Cool. Cool beans. Jules, welcome to Multipass. Leilu Dallas Multipass. Naomi, hello to you. Who else we got in here in the chat? Stephen Grevenstein, Nadie Lynch, Two Oceans, Aquarium's 30th birthday. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, cool beans. I think I've caught up. Oh, Hermanus Johannes Erlang. My apologies for missing you. And Nicola from Balito. I missed her. Janet Liddy. Oh my goodness, Janet, I missed you. Gosh, no wonder you're not around much anymore. No, I'm just teasing. Lanaritz, hello to you. On de Brandt. Okay. Does that mean on the fire? It means in the fire. JJ Kruger. Excuse me. Sorry, Rebecca. Missed you too. So I did pick up this really fascinating book. You know, I like to have resources. And yeah, on fire. Yeah, on the fire. Yeah. On the Brant. Yeah. On fire. Okay, so this Encyclopedia of Warfare. A comprehensive history of 5 millennia of conflict. Just when you thought humans could get along. Wow, this thing weighs quite a bit, several kilos. It is a play on your word, on your name, but I got you. Okay, just making sure I'm correct. I mean, you know, sometimes I have to check my Afrikaans, but that was an easy one. It's almost like German. Brand is burn in German. Okay, Ancient Wars, 2500 BCE to 500 AD. They like to use BC and CE. Now, Common Era, before Common Era, screw you, you leftist wokies. It's before Christ and Anno Domini, after his death. Okay, Ancient Wars, Medieval Wars, Early Modern Wars, Revolutionary Wars, Wars of Empire and Revolt, the End of World Wars, Modern Wars. Wow, 988 pages. This is a tome. Wow. So let's see what the first war they mention in here is. They've got lots of maps, too. A lot of authors, man. Wow, my goodness. A lot of authors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 30 or 20 some authors plus consultant editors. Okay. Oh, I wanted to read you guys something, which I got to go look up. So I thought I had it here, but I want to read something to you. I think you're going to find it fascinating. So Ancient Wars, Mediterranean, Middle Eastern Wars, Haik versus Nimrod, about 2400 before Christ. Nimrod came to rule Mesopotamia through military conquest and founded several cities. According to Armenian legends, he was defeated near Lake Van by the Armenian patriarch Haik, who killed him with a bow shot from a great distance. Lagash versus Umma in 2450. The earliest battle currently known in history arose from a border dispute between the city-states of Lagash and Umma. Carvings of the battle suggest the main fighting force involved was a dense phalanx of spearmen. Anyway, there you go. Conquest of Sargon, King Sargon of Akkad. Anyway, wow, cool stuff, man. Lots of maps in here. Anyway, so I thought that's interesting. But there's something else I want to read to you guys, so give me a second. Been a recent landmark case where victims of false racism claims won. Good. Could stand up in criminal court. It's called defamation. He was an excellent captain of the Proteas, yep, but he was labeled a racist. Let me grab one I want to read to you guys. Okay, give me a second here. So some of you know that I've been reading a biography of Genghis Khan. one of my favorite historical figures, not because he was a good guy, but just because it's fascinating. The Wolf of the Plains, written by an English author, Connie Goldness, really got me into Genghis Khan. I read that many, many years ago, and I bought a copy of that in Waterstones in London at Trafalgar Square at the bookstore there. And it was signed by the author. So that got me into it. I went buying all his novels. The rest weren't as good as The Wolf of the Plains, but that was really good. So I just want to read this to you, very interesting stuff, okay? So where is it here? So this is the Mongols. The Mongols who are pillared. Now, the Mongols killed tens of millions of people. Don't get me wrong, and they just killed them. But they didn't torture. They didn't do public executions, things like that. So let me read to you some of the stuff, how the Mongols leveled the playing field and changed things. And you're going to be absolutely amazed. You ready for this? Peasants traditionally groveled at the bottom of the long line of government officials who commanded the most intimate aspects of their lives in China. Well, the Mongols upset that ancient hierarchy by organizing the peasants into units of about 50 households called a shi. These local units exercised broad responsibility and authority over their lives. They oversaw local farming, exercised responsibility for improving the land and managing water and other natural resources, and provided food reserves for time of famine. In general, they functioned as a form of local government, combining elements of Genghis Khan's decimals organization and Chinese peasant tradition. The Shi also had the task of providing some form of education for peasant children. The Mongols promoted general literacy as a way of improving the quality of life for everyone. Kublai Khan created public schools to provide universal education to all children, including those of peasants. Until this point, only the rich had time and income to educate their children and thereby maintain power over the illiterate peasantry for generation after generation. The Mongols recognized that in winter, peasant children had time to learn, and rather than teaching them in classical Chinese, the teachers used the colloquial language for more practical lessons. The record of Mongol dynasty lists 20,166 public schools created during Kublai Khan's reign. Despite possible exaggeration by officials seeking to improve their record, the Mongol achievement is amazing considering that no other country had attempted such an effort for universal education. In the West, it would be another century before writers began to write in the colloquial language, and it would take nearly 500 more years before governments picked up the responsibility for public education for the children of common people. 500 years before anyone else had public schools for the common folk. The Mongols did it. Nady, it's a shame to leave, and we're just getting into interesting things here. Wow. In traditional Confucian society, the literary arts have been directed towards the specific kinds of writing used in the national examination system. This meant that literature always fell within the confines of bureaucracy and its interests. The Mongols, unlike the ANC, allowed a wider range of literary endeavors, and they encouraged writers to produce material in the colloquial language of the people rather than the classical style preferred by the scholarly bureaucrats. So in other words, the Mongols would turn over in their graves at the Basic Education Laws Amendment Act, preferring to allow Xhosa children to be taught in Xhosa when they go to primary school, for Vendas to learn in Venda, for Afrikaners to learn Afrikaans, for colors to learn in Afrikaans, for English speakers to learn in English, and for Zulu to learn in Zulu. The Mongols, 1,000 years before these clowns running South Africa, had this all figured out. But we only hear about them as the Golden Horde and the evil, raiding, marauding people. But it turns out that they were quite enlightened. More enlightened than the ANC. Wow. Kublai Khan sponsored plays. The resulting plays were some of the most enduring in Chinese literature, making the Mongol era rank as the golden age for Chinese drama. Estimates place the total number of new plays performed during the Yuan dynasty at around 500, of which 160 of those plays still survive today, nearly 1,000 years later. Wow. Traditionally in China, the performing artists, such as actors and singers, ranked as low in respect and prestige as prostitutes, concubines, and other marginal professions. The Mongol rulers raised their social status as professionals and built theater districts so that the performances would not be confined to marketplaces, brothels, and taverns. The combination of Chinese drama and Mongolian patronage of music laid the basis for what became known as the Peking Opera. Wow. Kublai Khan did not pursue a short-term strategy of winning transitionary popular support like all politicians do today. Rather, he consistently and systemically pursued a nearly 2 decades-long policy of winning the allegiance of a continental civilization. The Mongols portrayed themselves as strong leaders favored by heaven to unite the Chinese, in contrast to the effete and detached Sung leaders who wallowed in decadent luxury and valued ostentatious displays of wealth more than martial power. Sounds like the ANC. As different as the Mongols were in many respects, the Chinese masses found more common ground with them in their taste and sensibilities than with their own Chinese court officials. Year by year, soldiers, officials, and peasants deserted the Sung to live under the Mongols or help the Mongols take over their local area. Wow. The Mongols had this all sorted 1,000 years ago, folks. 1,000 years ago. Wow. Well, 800 years ago. 700, whatever. Yep. Land is not the answer. Farming is not the answer. Education is the answer. There you have it. There you have it, folks. There's the truth. So whenever the caters tell you that they need land to become wealthy, tell them, go learn how to read. Love history, geography. Opens up a world of understanding past and present. Give one an idea of where we may be. Genghis Khan, a Mongol, powerful and wise leader. Yes, but a brutal leader. He didn't broker dissent. You kowtowed and paid homage and fealty to the Mongols, or they killed you. They just didn't torture you. They just put you to the sword. We judge people of old by our understanding of our times and then miss out on good things that they actually did. I don't know about the education. I'd like to read that book. Name and author, please. Sure. Jules, this is by Jack Weatherford. It's Genghis Khan and the Making of the Modern World. Yes, the problem is that the infighting, you're absolutely correct, because the sectarian nature of the Mongols couldn't survive the death of a preeminent leader. Genghis Khan, then Kublai Khan, eventually the thing split into many different pieces. It's unfortunate. In fact, it had already split when Kublai Khan had taken over. He didn't constrain, but the thing is that the Mongols actually did some pretty amazing things. I don't know the Mongolian band Who, okay. Throat singing, oh, okay. But yeah, infighting early death leaders, yeah. No, absolutely. Yep, there are some parallels here. The ANC, completely opposite of the Mongols, who conquered the known world. The largest empire ever in history. It's not the most far-flung empire. The most far-flung empire was the British Empire, but the largest, territorial-wise, was the Mongols, I believe. Who's pulling a bone out by hand of what? That sounds gross. You're welcome, Jules. I have more books coming tomorrow. Let me see. I ordered some books. Let me see what they are. Hang on. I'll check on my orders. Oh, I'm signed out of my account. Oh, jeez. Okay, back into my account. Look at my orders. All right, The Birth of Anglo-Saxons, 3 Kings in the History of Britain at the Dawn of the Viking Age. That is one I'm really excited to read. That'll be coming Thursday. Also on Thursday, Spice, the 16th century contest that shaped the modern world, going after spice in the Indian Ocean. Then Material World, the 6 raw materials that shaped modern civilization. And Land, how the hunger for ownership shaped the modern world. And finally, The Last Days of the Incas. So, yeah. Oh, I ordered one more, I'm sorry. The Last Slave Ship, the true story of how the Clotilda was found, her descendants, and the extraordinary reckoning. Yep, so that'll be coming later. That one's coming for a different book, so I had to pay for the shipping, but it was still a good deal. So I've got 6 books coming. Yep. If you wonder what I do with a little bit of spare time I have, well, there's your answer. Sports and reading and travel. The answer is all of it. Yep. Wow. I got that song stuck in my head now. No USA and RSA, yeah, no USA and RSA. High-tech SD card reader, card holder, reader. Wow, this is pretty cool. $40. No, I'm not going to pay that much for it. Pretty cool looking, though. Card storage and a reader. Interesting. Huh. I'm going to put that in my cart and save it for later and watch for the price to come down. All right. Anyway, back to this. So, John Stewart, who's not really his name, who had to hide his name. What is John Stewart's real name? I forget. Jonathan Stewart Leibowitz. Change it to Stewart. Why you hide your name there, Mr. Leibovitz? He tears into Democrats for caving on government shutdown. So the Democrats screamed that the Republicans are evil because they won't open the government. Well, they couldn't open the government without the Democrats. So for 40 days, the Democrats screamed, oh, the Republicans won't open the government. They're so evil. Now the Republicans have got Democrats to join them to open the government. I can't believe they're opening the government. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So, not even a full week removed from the best election night results they've had in years, he claimed. The best election results? No. They expect. I still don't get why people are talking about they had a great night. This is what's expected. Did anyone think that Winston Sears was going to win in Virginia? That Ciccarella was going to win in New Jersey? We've been punked time and time again. Trump will win in 2024 in New Jersey. Trump will win in 2020 in New Jersey. Trump will win in 2016. No, he didn't win any of those times. The last Republican of any note was Donuts. Donuts. You know him, Fats McGillicuddy, the guy who shut down the bridge. That's the guy. Fats McGillicuddy. Yep. I like to publish my books for preschool and special ed in America. Well, that would be interesting. One of my favorites is excellent motivational music. I love the Pumpkin Spice mug. Yeah. I'm drinking rooibos tea with honey, no sugar. So John Leibovitz, also known as Jon Stewart, said, by the way, tonight's show will be brought to you by I Can't Effing Believe It. I can't effing believe it. For when I can't believe it, Edward Munch scream emoji doesn't quite convey how much you cannot effing believe it. The effing caved on the shutdown. Not even a full week removed from the best election night results they've had in years. 7 Democratic senators and independent voted with the Republican counterparts to end the shutdown and reopen the government. And that's bad. You had the wind at your back. Election victories all over the country. The new Sydney Sweeney movie, box office bupkis. Apparently her new MAGA fan base didn't show up in droves to see a biopic about a lesbian professional boxer who overcomes domestic violence to live her truth. Okay, first off, moron. There's no such thing as her truth. I'm so sick of these scumbags. Her truth. There's truth, and there's nothing else. Who could have seen that coming? Democrats, you sold out the entire shutdown, not to get what you wanted, but for a promise to not get what you wanted later. Then he pulled out a copy of The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Never press your advantage. It's unseemly. Fighting's hard. How about a snack? Oh, my goodness. What a loser this guy is. Why is he back on that show? I mean, you know, I guess we had to get rid of Trevor Noah, so I suppose that does it. I didn't see Julius Malema saying that. I would love this. I'd love to have that so I can make fun of it. Watch the House debate. They'll pass a bill, but man, they are not happy with the amendments. No, they're not. They're not. They're not happy with the amendments. They were sold down the river by the Senate, but you can see this coming. You can see this coming. I said it was going to come. So anyway, how do you carve a turkey if bones are gross? Huh? What are you talking about, Holden? Oh, you're talking about turkeys. I didn't know what you're talking about. You just said bones. The bone sticks out. I'm like, what's that? That sounds gross. Context matters, my friend. Context matters. How do you carve a turkey? Very carefully. Not when he's alive. Very interesting books on the way, Colonel. Admire your discipline to place them down and broadcast. Yep, thank you. Rooibos is full of polyphenols. Very good, if you especially with honey, but seep for a minimum of 5 minutes. What is the 5-minute thing? What is that about? Hermanus said from bad to worse. What's from bad to worse? Yes, are you a little behind the time there, Xavier? I covered that. Javier Milei is not coming. So it is now the G16.5 because no Trump, no Putin, no Xi Jinping, and now no Javier Milei. 4 heads of state will not be there, taking it from 20 to 16. And since South Africa really doesn't count, they're a half a point. So it's the G16.5 or 15.5. Yeah, 15.5. The G15.5. Well, Charles, why 5 minutes? It's a tea bag. Are you telling me that there's a different time frame for rooibos to be to mix with the water than, say, Earl Grey? Oh, what you're trying to tell me is it takes 5 minutes to release the medicinal value of the rooibos. That's what you're trying to tell me. Cindy is your divorce final, Cindy. We did a song for Cindy. What's South African barbecue? There's no such thing. You mean a braai? South Africans don't barbecue, they braai. Yes, Vanessa, we've talked about that at length. Duduzilla Zuma Sambudla and her evil tweets. You know, there's prima facie evidence to convict her, so if she gets away with it, it'd be shocking. But her father has never answered and paid for his alleged crimes in the arms deal 25 years ago. Older than that. Yes, it is. I'm free. All right, cool. Cindy, congratulations. Oh, boy, I'm hungry. You know, I actually went to McDonald's today. Ugh, McDonald's. I was short on time and hungry. And, you know, here's the thing. I don't see Arctic here tonight, but so I was at McDonald's. You know, they have McCafe, and McCafe has those coffee-like drinks, mochas. Yeah, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Nope, didn't buy one. Just tempted. So it's been a week. 1 week. 1 week down, 3 to go for the 500 Samoans. Yes. And he's going to transfer that to me directly so that we don't have to go through Super Chat 30% to YouTube. Yes. All right. 6 rooibos bags and about 2 liters of hot water. Let it cool. Add a bit of lemon juice and fruity juice to taste. That sounds interesting, Husky. Reactions Unleashed says what? What? You don't know about the bet? You don't know about the bet that Arctic made? Arctic bet that I could not go 30 days without drinking those Frappuccinos. And I asked for clarity on his bet. Does that include the Frappuccinos that are in the large plastic cups that I buy, the mixed drinks at the Starbucks? He said it includes that. So I have not had a Starbucks since the 4th of November, 1 week ago. And he doesn't think I can go 30 days without. Again, folks, I tell people this all the time. I get tired of drinking Coca-Cola. I get tired. What's some of the problems I have? If I buy snacks, I get hooked on them, and then I just get tired of them. And sometimes I have some left over. And you know, I don't know when I'm going to get tired of eating the same thing, but sometimes I get on a fixation of something, whether it's gummy bears or it's nacho chips or it's this or that. Yeah, is this braai meat more like? No, it's just grilling a steak on a fire. They use wood instead of charcoal. Good morning, Hannes Olafia. What's going on? Okay, well, we'll see you soon. Maine is set to be the new home for 50 white South African refugees, and the first arrival is expected next week, according to Maine immigrant. Really? Oh, those people are lucky, except for the politics, but Maine is awesome. So Maine, where do you get that from? Where do you guys find this stuff? Good, instead of friggin' all the Somalis showing up there. Maine Immigrant Refugee Services, Lewiston, which is also, I think, where LL Bean is based. Okay, let's see what they say. Help new immigrants, yeah. All right, so let me see. News. No, there's no mention of here. Where did you hear that at? Yeah, Maine is beautiful, but the politics is screwed up. Maybe you Afrikaners can go there and fix it. Everywhere is expensive, Xavier. It's not as expensive as a lot of places. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something along the line. I'll see if I can find the video. Who said that? What? I'm asking where USA 25 is finding that information out. News Center, Maine. Okay. News Center, Maine. Never heard of News Center, Maine. News Center, Maine. All right. Maine veterans. 50 South Africans resettle Maine next week. How are some of you watching News Center, Maine? How do you find this? Maine is set to be the new home of 50 white South Africans. How do they know they're white? How do they know they're white? The first arrival is expected next week. Last year, Maine had 950 refugees allocated to the resettlement program, brought in about 500. The hard part of it is that we're uncertain because the current administration is changing a lot of things. First group Afrikaners coming to Maine through the federal refugee program, so the new arrivals will be considered free cases, meaning they are being resettled to areas without an existing community. Yeah, because there's no Afrikaners there. We're really worried about how we can make sure that they feel supported and integrated in a state where there's not a large community for them to work with. So we're working with partners to make sure they have as much support as we can offer them. Well, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry. So, all right. So this is Maine. This is it's a not-for-profit. Yeah. Yeah. This is not state-run. This is a not-for-profit. And look at who the refugees are. These are the refugees. So these are the people that they found out there were free benefits in Maine, and they went to Maine. Yep. So, thus the Somali Bantu Youth Association of Maine was established. And all these Somalis in Maine. So this is a refugee support agency. That's what that is. Okay, so they've announced that they're taking it. So when is this article released? Let me see. Okay, well, it's on Veterans Day. It's not real news. I mean, they've probably been, so we know that the refugees will be going to Maine, but we don't know they'll all be off our Connors. They could be. Honest, I don't know what's going to happen in New York after he becomes mayor. No, there's not much agriculture in Maine. Maine's economy. It's not an agriculture area. The soil in New England is very rocky. That's why they expanded and went further west. State of Maine economy. Let's take a look at the state of Maine's economy. So, fishing, lobster industry, forestry, agriculture as a producer of wild blueberries and ranks for maple syrup. But not maize, there'll be some dairy cattle, things like that. Yep. Maine's top exports. Okay, where did that go? That's not what I wanted. Housing affordability. Rising prices, limited inventory, and high mortgage rates continue to create challenges for buyers and sellers. Maine's top exports include aircraft parts, crustaceans, integrated circuits, laboratory reagents, and cable and coated paper. Agriculture is not a big export for them. Yep, so yeah, it's a beautiful place though, but it's cold. I mean, most of Maine is above the United States. I'll show you. So if you look at this map, this is the map of the United States. That's Maine in the upper northeast, and most of the state, well, half the state, or 3/4, is above the northernmost location of the contiguous 48 states. Beautiful. I've been to Maine, and it's close to Canada. Lots of great fishing there, lots of great weather, but watch out for the mozzies in summertime. Ooh, watch out for the mozzies, man. Mosquitoes will eat you alive. Eat you alive. So for those going there, good luck. It's a lovely place. Give me an excuse to go up there. Maine is in New England. It's northeasternmost state in the contiguous United States. Borders New Hampshire to the west, the Gulf of Maine to the southeast, and the Canadian provinces of New Brunswick and Quebec to the northeast and northwest. And it shares a maritime border with Nova Scotia. It's the only state to border only one other state. What? Huh? Oh, yeah, it only borders one other state. Okay. Maine is the largest state in New England by total area, almost as large as the combined area of the remaining 5 states. Of the 50 U.S. states, it's the 12th smallest by area, 9th least populous, 13th least densely populated. 1,405,000 people live in Maine. Not many. Augusta is the capital. Most populous city is Portland. It's been inhabited by indigenous populations for about 12,000 years, including Algonquins. Yep. So let's see. The governor's a Democrat. The senator, one Republican, one independent. And it's a House delegation. Both members of the House are Democrats. English is spoken by most of the population, but interesting enough, 4% of the population speaks French because the Canadians settled up in that area. They spread in that area. So 4% of the Quebecois Canadians lived in that area, plus those who were relocated, the Cajuns. So 4% speak Spanish. I mean French. Give me French. Yep. What else we got here to talk about? So here's a nice map of what it looks like. Okay, this is kind of cool. So here's a topographic map or topographic map. So there it is. You see Quebec to the west, New Brunswick to the east, and New Hampshire to the west, southwest. You can see that the Appalachian Mountains run through it. Lots of lakes, Lots of shoreline, of indented shoreline there. You've got a national park up there. You've got LL Bean, which is located in the state. Bangor's a nice town. It's a beautiful state. I almost bought land there all the way up along the Canadian border on the I-95, Interstate 95, in the very north, just below Fort Kent. I almost bought land there about 15 years ago. Yeah, but the politics chased me away. I love the state, but it's just the politics just didn't do it for me, so I didn't go there. Okay. Yep, so, well, here you go. Here's what it looks like in autumn this time of year right now. That's in the wilderness area there. Look at that. Just absolutely gorgeous state. It's just so stunning. Yep. Here, oh, it's not a very good picture. There you go. Winter in Bangor. There you go. That's what it looks like. Oh, the video in Juju. Thank you. Okay. So, temperatures in July, 59 degrees is the low, 78 is the high, Celsius. So 26 Celsius, 15, that's a high and low in July. January, the highs are 0 and minus 10 Celsius. And here's where people live. Here's the population density. You can see almost nobody lives in this state. All the white areas, mostly wilderness and trees. But it's a very densely, very thinly populated state, but absolutely gorgeous. Most people live in the southwest corner of the state. Yep. All right. So in 1790, in the first census, the state's population was 96,000. It didn't pass 1 million until 1980, when it reached 1,100,000. Growth has been slow recently, though. So the population is 95% white, black or African 1.2%, American Indian 0.6%, Asian 1.1%, Native Hawaiian 0%, and two or more races 2%. Yep. So 95% white. Protestants 41%, Catholics 21%. Jews, 5%. That's high for Jews, especially in a place like Maine. So they do shipbuilding there for the Navy in Bath. Ironworks, there you go. They're building a ship. 2 ships, actually. So it still has a shipbuilding industry. Lobsters. Blueberries are famous from there. Maine blueberries. Taxation. Income tax structure contained 2 brackets, 6.5 and 7.9%. Well, that's another reason why I'm not there. Pennsylvania has 3% income tax. There it's 6.5% or 7.9%. So minimum you're paying 6.5% of your income in taxes to the state, plus what you pay the federal government. Sales tax is 5.5%, which is average. Charges 9% levies on lodging and prepared food and 10% on short-term auto rentals. Commercial sellers of blueberries must keep records of their transactions and pay the state 1.5 cents per pound of the fruit sold each season. All real and tangible personal property located in the state is taxable unless specifically exempted by statute. Wow, a little too much. That's why I don't live there. Too many taxes. Too many taxes. Oh my goodness. Agriculture. Farms and farming constitute a large part of the history, heritage, and culture. Family farms, homesteads, backyard gardens are common features. Historically, Maine was a center of agriculture before it achieved statehood. Prior to colonizations, Wabanaki nations formed large crops of corn and other produce in southern Maine. It was a center of grain production in the 1800s until grain production moved westward. However, in the early 2000s, the local food movement spurred renewed interest in locally grown grains. In 2007, the Kneading Conference was founded. In 2012, the Shawhegan Grist Mill opened. Revival of grain farming in Million, Maine has led to the creation of other businesses. Vegetable farms, small diversified farms. Yep, so there you go. Sports teams. They have no professional teams at the major league level. It's too small. But they have a lot of different levels. So anyway, that is Maine. So interesting. What are you trying to block? -2 and 2 degrees. Ah, that's nice. The west side of Maine appeals to Charles. We went to Gettysburg recently. Who went to Gettysburg recently? Well, the 20th Maine Regiment played an integral part of Gettysburg. I haven't gone to Gettysburg recently. I was there in the summertime. Yes, Little Round Top. Estelle, hello to you. Shawnee is listening. Okay, are you cooking? It's easy to adjust the first year. It's a little bad, but one thing learned to love the cold. Yeah, cold is fine. Just got to dress properly. Well, the return of taxes is good, Xavier. You pay that, and you get something for it. You get roads, you get schools, you get clinics, you get law enforcement. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so the cool thing about Maine that I really like is the outdoors. I like the shore. Even though I'm not an ocean person, I like the shoreline of Maine. It's gorgeous. I've been to Kennebunkport. That's where the Bush family has a home. The famous compound up there in Kennebunkport, Maine, is where the Bush family have. And that's where George Herbert Walker Bush went and the sons went. I don't know if that place still has much attention, but I've been to Kennebunkport. And I've also been to, there's a national park up there too. Been there as well. Met some Germans up there. But it's cool because you're very close to Canada. You can drive up to Canada, which is nice. It's a nice change of pace. Yep. A work meeting, and now I'm finishing up the computer work. I need to make a hot dish. Okay, cool. Good morning, Helen of Troy. Did you see the Fikeli video I sent where he talks about Trump, Russell, Rubio, and Bozell calling Trump? No, I didn't, Mad Max. You sent me a link or the video. Let me go. I've been busy, guys. Hang on a second here, Mad Max. Okay. 1 hour and 34 minutes. Okay, let's see what he's got to say.
Jeremiah Deisma, our comrade, seasoned comrade, all-rounder, Communist Party, background, COSATU, youth movement, upbringing. He's a pastor, by the way, from Mitchell's Plain at the present moment. So I spoke to him. He have accepted the road to become our
because Ibrahim Rasul rejected.
So we will go and inaugurate
134.
him, probably if time permitting, because before end of the week, so that you see him. Donald Trump administration has not been straight with us. When President Ramaphosa went there, they raised the issue about the killings in the farms. And then they played a video of Julius Malema. That's where it ended. He never said anything about ICJ, about us taking Israel to
Because it's not about that, genius. That's what we told you all along. That's not the reason. That's not what prompted this. See, that's the whole thing. They said, remember early this year, oh, this is all because we're being punished for taking Israel to the ICJ. No, you're not. That's why they didn't talk about it. It has nothing to do with it. Why are you droning on about Israel?
National Court. He never said there where we saw him there that he's got a problem with our policies.
Excuse me? He did say you have a problem with your policies. Are you deaf? Did you miss the meltdown? Wow. The employer pays taxes, but that's a business tax. They don't pay taxes for you. You pay income tax unless your state doesn't have it. Oh, you mean they take it out of your pay? No. Employers take the taxes out of your pay and they send it to the state and the federal government. Yeah, if that's what you're asking, yes.
Expropriation of land and all of that. But every time he's got an opportunity, take a swipe at us. Like that. There is a genocide, there are people, horrible things are happening there. And that is it. So there's not been clarity about this question.
Oh, there's been clarity, Hero. You were given 4 conditions. We talked about this morning with the Yaku Kleinhaus, Hans. Yeah, you were given 4 conditions. You're just thick-headed, that's all.
Why are we punished so that we are
Why is somebody talking? Idiots. This is they're recording this briefing. Somebody is going in the background. My goodness.
able to respond, and our government is able to respond appropriately. Now, we have explained to them that issue.
All right. So I've warned you. I've warned you. You've had a warning, and now you're getting. You know, you're very close to this being the end. I really very close to the end. I've had quite enough of this nonsense from you. Okay. All right. I've had quite enough of this nonsense. You know perfectly well that there were no fake crosses. You're just being an ass, and I've had enough of it. So, you know, you've come here, you monopolize conversations with drivel and nonsense. You insult me on Veterans Day last night. You insult me, and I've had enough of it. So that's it. You're done for tonight. I'm not tolerating your garbage anymore. Where's it at? Okay, right there by Phoenix. You were warned. You've had enough. That's it. So, fake crosses, don't come in here and lie. They weren't fake crosses. That's a lie. Every cross represented a murdered South African on a farm. The protest was prompted by the brutal murder of Glenn and Vita Rafferty. They weren't fake crosses. They were crosses representing murdered people, and each of those people's names was on it. You have no right to come here and be a shithead and spew garbage. And you're done. You're done. Fuck off. People have to be such assholes. Such assholes. Give them enough rope to hang themselves.
Of triple B, E, and all of that are matters of redress in our country.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just deal with this very quickly, okay? Let me just deal with this very quickly. So, a lot of you have been very friendly to Dogzilla. I don't like to ban people because I appreciate free discourse. And a lot of you have been very friendly with Dogzilla. And he comes in and gets all chummy. Oh, Dogzilla, he's so nice. Bullshit. He's a Ferraya. He's a Ferraya. That's not even a joke. Fake crosses. Not even a joke. That's just an asshole being an asshole. And shame on all of you who've been friendly with him. This is who he truly is. Fake crosses. Fake crosses. Oh, I'm a friend of the Afrikaners. Oh, we're helping refugee families. That's who he truly is. A person who has no regard for human life. A person who treats others like shit and has no common sense and respect for veterans and insults me on Veterans Day. Fuck off, Dogzilla. Go find some other place to play. Unbelievable. Fake crosses. He's probably grabbing his penis right now and laughing about it. Probably laughing about the whole thing. He's a callous, indifferent human being. And for those of you who are being chummy with him, that's why I didn't ban him. Every cross was a life that was snuffed out, including children, tortured, raped, molested, and brutally slaughtered. I'm not going to tolerate fuckwads who talk this way about the life of human beings. I spent my life defending people and trying to prevent carnage and death. To hear people speak so callously about it, fake crosses. Wow. Well, you're right, Mike. People have been saying it for a long time, but I don't ban people. He's been given a timeout. He hasn't been banned. He's been given a timeout. But if he comes back and he apologizes, then he's welcome to hang around. Otherwise, he can just piss off. We don't need him here spewing his hatred.
They can't go around it. They can't go around it. They should know that there was apartheid in this country.
Yeah, we do, fuckface. We do know there was apartheid in the country. Stop being a condescending, insulting prick. It ended 31 years ago, dumbass.
As much as America, half of the time, supported the regime in our...
And no, fuckface. We sanctioned the regime. Where the fuck were you at? We sanctioned the regime. We sanctioned the regime.
Country for many years, many years. Fact of the matter is that Americans in America were with us in the anti-apartheid movement.
You're correct, and so is our government. That's why we sanctioned the apartheid regime. Stop your nonsense, you dickwad. You're taking things out of historical context. It was a Cold War. Such a moron, apartheid. Grow up.
Now that we have defeated apartheid and we're on the path...
Okay, full stop. With his cake hole open like that and pause, you didn't defeat apartheid. You didn't defeat it. We defeated it. We defeated it. All you did was blow up innocent people in bars and cinemas. You didn't defeat jack shit. You didn't defeat anything. You're cowards and you're so-called veterans of Mkonto Sizwe. Only a handful of them were in Quattro, were in Angola. You defeated nothing. We defeated by ending the Cold War and taking the raison d'etre, the reason for existing for the security state, out of existence. The apartheid government could no longer make the argument that it had to be in power, and therefore it had to leave. We ended the Cold War. We ended apartheid. If we had not ended the Cold War, you would still have apartheid today.
Of redress. They are now asking us that we must ignore that.
Shut. Who? What? This is typical ANC. You got microphones there, and they're recording to some idiots whispering like they're having sex.
That's not only incorrect. That's lazy thinking.
Yes, it is lazy thinking, and it is incorrect because you're a deuce.
And scapegoatism and all of that they want to use. You know, they want to grab at anything. You know, a political party that does not have an ideology and a program of action, it grabs on everything.
I think he just described the African National Congress. A party that doesn't have any real ideology or policies, they just grab at everything.
Death penalty, yes, I go with it. This and that, I go with it, and so on. As long as you'll get votes. America is treating us like that. It is not coming to us.
Get votes? Nobody in America cares about you or South Africa. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It doesn't get votes in America. What planet is he living on? Nobody is running for office going, freedom for South Africa. Not a single person in America is campaigning on South Africa, including Trump. What world is he living in?
As with clarity. Genocide, all South Africans, black and white, in our country.
All right, here we go again. They are using the term genocide. Not Trump, not me, not AfriForum, Fikeli Mabalula. He's the one using it.
Are rejecting that thing of Donald Trump.
No, we do reject it because you're the one saying it, not Trump.
Including the vaccination now of AfriForum. That no, they didn't say there is genocide.
They didn't.
In South Africa.
You did.
That's what I heard Kalikril say.
Yeah, and he did say that.
Interview. That they didn't say there is genocide. So what is this thing that we are being punished about? Even the...
Punished? You haven't been punished? See, look at this self-obsession. South Africa's not been punished. You weren't kicked out of AGOA even though you violated the terms of it in 2018. You got 2018, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 24, and most of 25. You got 8 years of access duty-free to our marketplace, which you weren't entitled to because you did live up to the standards of the agreement you signed. What punishment? You haven't been punished. The reciprocal tariffs? There are 90 countries, genius. What are you being punished for? South Africa's not being punished. You want to be punished? Oh my goodness. You want to be punished? Sanctions can come your way. Keep talking your way into punishment, Fikele.
President of America taking a stance that I'm not coming there. Vance was coming till a week ago. And some white people had organized at Voortrekker, a rally for him there to go and address. So I think they are going to cancel it fast and furious.
What is he talking about? A rally at the Voortrekker Monument? Vance's itinerary was never even published. He's just talking out of his ass.
Particular rally, because Trump has cancelled everybody. And then he wants to give us that ambassador. That ambassador who's coming, Bozelli, that old man, very reactionary.
That old man. I'm sorry, you sent us a racist.
And conservative. But
Oh, that's a problem, being conservative?
nonetheless, that is the matter that our government is capable of dealing with.
No, you're not capable of doing anything. 40% unemployment, less than 1% GDP growth, junk bond status, gray listing, rampant racism, 145 racist laws, collapsing infrastructure, all of your ferrochrome smelters closing down, electricity rates off the charts, blackouts, shutdowns. He's an idiot.
Whether they will take such a person to become an ambassador in South Africa, who have declared that he's coming to tell us what to do.
No, he's not coming to tell you what to do. Do you know anything about ambassadors, dumbass? He's not coming to tell you what to do. That's not the role of an ambassador. Wow. This is some arrogant attack on Brent Bozell. Gee, imagine what he'd say about me if I was the ambassador.
That's what he says. Rasul was dismissed in America and declared persona non grata.
Yes, deservedly so.
For saying things there. And Americans did not agree with him. And Rubio, the Secretary of State,
Well, of course you didn't agree with him. He called our president a white supremacist.
did not even call him to office.
No, because his offense was so egregious that he didn't deserve to be called. He just deserved to be dismissed.
Rasul wadibana letter waqotho America. Here is a man there coming our direction. He's telling us what we must do.
No, he's not. He's not telling you what you must do. This guy is delusional.
We are a sovereign state.
No, you're not. You're owned by the Chinese.
We are a sovereign state.
If only you were. Once upon a time you were, but now you're owned by the Chinese and the Iranians.
We are a democracy.
No, you're not. No, you're not. People don't pick these municipal councilors. The parties do. People don't pick members of parliament. The parties do. The people have no direct vote. There's no democracy. It's a joke. You're kidding yourself.
We are not a dictatorship.
Oh, but you are a dictatorship. You ignored 1 million opposition comments from the public regarding expropriation without compensation. 1 million dismissed. You are a dictatorship. You dismiss the public. You give window dressing.
We are not a country where an election, we've got many political parties.
Too many political parties. That's part of your problem.
We are running a country with what is called GNU, not influenced by Americans.
Well, who cares whether your government's influenced by Americans? Why are you so worried about that?
It's our decision.
It is your decision, and people are hungry, and they're starving. That's why they're vandalizing your G20 sign saying jobs.
As South Africans, what is it that Donald Trump wants to lecture us about?
Donald Trump's not lecturing about anything, dumbass. He's not even talking about you. Why are they so obsessed? Donald Trump is not talking about South Africa. He's not talking about it. The only time he talks about it when people ask him. Yes, I'm losing brain cells watching this, Loretta.
Democracy. We are not a dictatorship.
You
South
are.
Africans must stand up against madness. Against
Madness? Really? Well, how about 27,000 murders per year, a rate 6 times the murder rate of America? America has 16,000 murders in a country of 30 million. You have 63 million people and you have 27,000 murdered, most by handguns. How about gender-based violence? How about 90% youth unemployment? How about no railroads in Northwest Province? Stolen.
their own country. Yes, we are a country in diversity. We don't agree like in a democracy. We don't agree on many other
It doesn't matter whether you agree or not because the ANC runs roughshod over everybody, including its bought and paid for partners in the government of national unity.
things. We resolved when the biggest party with the biggest majority got 40%. We resolved our issues without external influence within 14 days.
Whoa, so impressed. But you lied and you committed subterfuge by inviting 8 other parties into a bilateral agreement with the Democratic Alliance who were too pussified to fight you. They should have walked away. But they were so desperate and hungry for power and being in government because they too are left of center.
And we formed government without mediation or violence. What is it that Donald Trump wants
Oh, well, we saw violence. It was called July 2021, the internal ANC insurrection.
to give us? And
What do we want to give you? We want to give you billions of dollars of aid, loans, capital investment. We want to do all that. But you need to stop being racist.
tell us that we are a genocide. We killing black, white people.
No, you're the one saying that bullshit. Trump isn't saying that. Trump is not saying that. You are. You and your leftist pals at News 24 and the Daily Maverick. You're the ones saying white genocide. Not Trump. Not Trump.
In our country, farmers and all of that. We are not any of the things that they say we are.
Oh, you are exactly the things they say you are. 134 or 145 racist laws racially challenging the country. You are also a country that ignores the murder of people who on farms because their skin is white. You are also a person who actually lies about what's happening in South Africa. You're exactly what Trump says you are. Exactly.
So we have been subjected in political terms to what is called imperialist aggression.
Imperialist aggression. You are the deuce to attack Donald Trump before he took any action. You and your political colleagues are the ones that attacked America. You are the ones who refused to sign the Article 98 waiver. You are the ones who are chummy with the Cuban communists, with the Iranian terrorists, with the Chinese communists, with the Russian totalitarian. You are the one. You are the one that undermines U.S. national security. You are the one that imposes 75% tariffs on our poultry. You are the one that bans our pork from coming to your country. You are the one, along with your president, who consistently insult the United States of America. You are the ones.
That people want to run our country now.
No, we don't. You can have your fucked up country. We don't want to run it. We don't want to run it. You fucked it up. You know, it's like you walk into a shop, you knock a piece of pottery over, you broke it, you bought it. You bought it, you need to fix it.
Like what they do in Cuba. When Fidel Castro decided in Cuba that everyone who wants to be Americanized, want to go to America, is not in favor of the political, economic, socio-economic system we are about to practice, you are free to go. They all left. They went to settle in Miami.
Wow, this guy is dumb as a box of rocks. Oh, Fidel Castro just said you can go. No, they raped, they murdered, they slaughtered, they expropriated. People fled for their lives. They didn't invite them to leave. They didn't say go. And if he's talking about the Mariel boat lift, the Mariel boat lift is when he cleaned out his prisons full of rapists and murderers and put them on and let them come across. Oh my gosh, this guy is beyond stupid. Wow.
But they still punished Cuba. Till
Yes.
today.
Yes, because they murdered people. They're communists. They expropriated people's property. They imprisoned people. Do you know what the Cubans did and how they stopped HIV? Because the Cuban soldiers who went to Angola screwed Angolan women and got HIV. Then they took it back to Cuba. What did the Cubans do? They locked them all in a concentration camp. Anyone who turned up HIV positive was locked in a concentration camp. By the way, what did Fidel Castro do to the commander of the Cuban forces in Angola? After proclaiming that the Angolans did a great and wondrous victory in Angola, the Cubans in Angola against the South Africans, they defeated the racists. The Cubans are freaking white, most of them anyway. This is a stupid statement. But what did they say? They said we had a great victory. What did they do? They executed the commander who came back from Angola. Wow.
For a people who have decided what they want to be, they punished them.
No, we punished them because they were a threat. They were antithetical to the United States. They were a threat. They threatened the United States. We punished them because they were communist. It was the Cold War. Is he that stupid? I mean, look, do you have to practice being this dumb? Really? Yes, he executed him, Charles.
And today, we are a democracy. We are not a dictatorship.
You are.
We are a flourishing democracy, by the way.
Flourishing.
In 30 years. And we are now told that we are killing whites, and therefore they are not coming. They know we've got strong trade relations with America.
No, you don't.
Yes, it will affect our economy. If overnight the trade relations, the companies that have invested in this country, for the madness that we are being told we are subjected to, were to withdraw from our country. As the ANC, we will not be threatened about sanctions.
Nobody's talking about sanctions. Once again, nobody's talking about sanctions. This guy is just off his rocker. Absolutely off his rocker.
We are the movement. We are the leadership, yeah.
Leadership, that's enough. I can't stomach any more of that. Leadership. You don't know what leadership is, buddy. You don't know what leadership is. You have no concept of leadership. If the ANC had leaders, you wouldn't be such a disaster. If it had leaders, you would not be such a disaster. Unbelievable. Wow. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just shocking the level of ignorance and stupidity on display there. It's just it's beyond the pale is what it is. It's absolutely beyond the pale. Wow. Shocking. Unbelievable. Wow. So yeah, what planet does he live on? I agree. Reprogram the guy. Yeah, they laugh about the murders in Parliament, including the Democratic Alliance. Yep. It's too screwed up. Excuse my language. They don't do anything and they prosecute criminals that kill white people. It's not only on farms, it's all around the country. You're right about that. It's over. I stopped you, Xavier. Okay. You ever heard of the Cuban Missile Crisis? No, Charles, he hasn't. I guess he might be able to run a country of chicken and picken farms. Yeah, they have a clear ideology agenda: fraud, theft, corruption, cater deployment, and nepotism. You're right. Friends' names up on that hill. It's massively disrespectful. No, that's okay, Hasigi. I have friends murdered too who are farmers in South Africa. That's why I responded the way I did. Chris Matias, stupid people must wear signs. Yep. Okay, so I'm just, is this updated? Okay, good. I need to paste the link. Okay, I'm putting a link in. I'm trying to download the ANC. They wouldn't let me download it, so I've got my backup, my, not foolproof, but my go-to for downloading video. If it's possible to download, this will do it. Okay. All right. It says it's downloading. Let's see if it does. Anyway, then I can use it to make a video. Give you nightmares. Exactly. If it wasn't for the United States, the ANC would have been wiped out by the SADC. Well, I don't know about that reaction. That's not accurate either. Yep. The ANC are scrambling and very insecure. They're going to be super embarrassed when the summit begins. Yep. I mean, this guy is not a very good spokesman for the ANC. He really just gets up and doesn't know what he's talking about. It's just so easy to destroy what he's saying. He's an embarrassment to the ANC. I don't know why they let him talk. Okay, that's 1.5 gigabytes of data. And it says I've got 22% of it. Let's see if it gets it down. Okay, cool. It's downloading 11 megabytes per second. They sold this country to enrich themselves, including private property, communist crimes through the roof, no justice, political murders, farm murders. Yeah, exactly. Oh yes, the Star Wars band from the that's right. That would be great. Yeah. Yep. Bought and paid for since '94. He knows he's lying, but 30%ers don't know any better and will believe him. Yep. Well, I don't think other countries are going to realize it because we've already seen where the British have stopped sharing intelligence information with the United States. We're in the Five Eyes community. This is a betrayal of epic proportions. The British refusing to share intelligence with us. We should just cut them off and cut them out of Five Eyes. Unbelievable. We can't even trust the United Kingdom. They're sold down the river. He's living proof in alternative dimension. He lives in delusional multi. Yeah, the Cantina Band. Is that what it was called? Yeah. Really good stuff. I'm at 75% download on that. Shocking to see when I had to do a social culture paper, the views of authors across the world on us whites. Yes, Willem. Yep. The people that built the modern world. Abused habitually. It's a shame. It's a shame. Vaccinations, medicine, computers, space, science, technology, all built by people in the West. Yep. So I listen to these people, I get a knot in my stomach thinking this is what people in other countries hear. Yeah, exactly. And they don't know what's going on, so they believe it. They believe anything fed to them. Yep. What is it downloading there? Okay, different. Hang on a second here. That must be the audio, I think. All right, looks like it downloaded. Cool. No, the UK are compromised. You're right about that. Time to listen to these people. Okay. Because Starmer wants more closer ties to the EU and probably China. And the lies, Colonel, the one author states we came as settlers and found the forefathers of the regime here. No, it's not true. You found Khoi and San. You found the Strandlopers. That's who you found. You didn't find any Xhosa or Zulu. The Zulu didn't exist when the Europeans arrived. The Zulu weren't even created till 150 years later. Yep. Of course the Democrats believe them because they're not very bright. All right, so we got it. Cool. Download folder. Let me see. Where's it at? Come on. Which one is it? That's it right there. Now, which one is he in? He's wearing the suit. It's this one here. Okay, come on. Properties. Yeah, that's the one. I've got it. Okay, cool. So I can do something with it now. Yeah, the voice is in his head. All the voices in my head. That is a while, Vanessa. Mine's been here since 1619. Yep. Well, he is listening to the voices in his head. Absolutely is. I mean, the guy has definitely got voices in his head. That's the only explanation for what's going on here. Only explanation. Kele has voices in his head.
The voices whisper, soft as rain. Each one dances in my brain. Am I crazy or just free? Tell me now, what do you see?
It's getting crowded in my head. The voices in his head.
They chat at dawn, they hum at night. Their jokes give me a strange delight. Are they me or someone new? Questions bounce like a kangaroo. Oh, it's getting crowded in my head. Oh yeah.
Vikele's got voices in his head. Ah, the voices in Vikele Mabalula's head. But as Xavier said, the question is, do penguins have knees?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. No, he hasn't been confirmed.
Waddling around in their icy suits, little tuxedo troops in boots. Do they have knees? Do they bend? Or just straight lines to the bitter end? Rocket like beneath the waves. Clumsy kings.
All right, so I don't know what you're up to, Buster B, but don't come here with that bullshit. If you got a complaint about a moderator, then you send me a message. Otherwise, I'll time you out. Understood? Understood? There's no conversation here. You've not had a comment. You've not been deleted. And you come here with that. If you got a complaint, you write to me. Otherwise, keep it to yourself. Veroshka, your posts are visible. I can see it. All right, let's switch from that one to the new wave. Do penguins have knees? Well, that'll stop soon. Sounds like freaking David Bowie. Buster B, you send me a comment on email. One of the moderators, please put the email in there so Buster B can send me his complaint. I will address your complaint. If it's legitimate, then I'll address it with the moderator. But don't come here out of the blue and just start attacking people on the channel. Thank you. Send me the message, and I will look into it. Okay? All right. Cool beans. Back to the David Bowie-like, do penguins have knees?
Little suits, black and bold, tuxedo army marching slow.
Sounds like David Bowie.
Do they bend? Do they fold?
Buster B, thank you.
Rocket sleek, underwater glide. On the shore, they stumble, slide.
Mike, you were unsubscribed by YouTube. Sorry to hear that, man. We have evidence of their shadow banning video showing people who watch every video, put a like on every video, but have no browsing history of watching my channel and not put on their For You next page. Yeah, welcome back, Mike. The judge went well. That was last week. This week, I've been busy with Veterans Day and other things. So yeah, that went very well. So I've had to give 2 timeouts here now tonight. Look, people want to ruin the vibe here, so not going to have it. Not going to have it. I offered an opportunity for the gentleman, and I don't know, what is this demonic obsession with certain people? I don't get what, unless you know people, why are you being such an ass to people? All right, claim that Mays was out of the blue, no message deleted, claim that Mays was, removing things and attacking my moderators. Don't mess with my moderators. That's my job. If you got a complaint with the moderator, you send me an email. I'll look into it. Villa, what's going on? No Kings rally. Yeah, we have Kings. It's called Chucky Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Carol Ann, thank you 14 rands, and thank you for that, for my service. Yes, it was my pleasure. Not always easy, but it was my pleasure. So 36 and a half years. Villa, what's going on, man? Twin Falls Delight. Anyway, yeah, so I'll make a video about the Maine thing, okay? And I'll explain it to people so people don't get overly excited about it, okay? All right, I'll do that. And I'll get that done. So coming right up, coffee and tea for breakfast, okay? So, yeah, it's a shame when people have to behave that and ruin the vibe for other people. I mean, what kind of perverse joy do they get out of it? I'm just curious. I mean, I don't get why people are so obnoxious on other people's channels. I don't really get that. What do they get jollies? Do they get orgasms from that? Do they get some sort of melatonin? Do they get some sort of I don't know, endorphin release from being an ass? It's just a good question, I think, yep. Now, people who like communism, people who never lived under it. Yes, kindness is free. You're right about that. It's unbelievable how, with the U.S. helping the ANC, and the ANC takes all the credit, lying to everyone with not even one acknowledgement or thanks. Yeah, it's because they're pathological liars. They'll rewrite history and people believe it. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Sandra, some people are just asses. It really is true. It really is true. Yep, I deal with it all the time. Imagine a few Indians and coloreds walk off a plane in Maine with the other Afrikaners. Folks won't understand. Exactly. I hope that's the case. I hope some Indians and coloreds get sent to Maine. Hey, Suckies, what's going on? Yeah, they get a dopamine hit from the feeling that they got you. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's their brain gives them dopamine, telling them they're doing something good. Yeah, you're right, Dirk Kutsia. That would be hilarious to see that. I mean, I love it. Yeah. The problem is they keep repeating the lies. It's racial minorities. Oh my goodness. But again, like I said, folks, I went all the way to Alabama to be interviewed by CNN, and they're not including me in the interview. Of course, they're not including me in the interview. They were never going to include me in the interview. Hey, Andre. All right, cool beans. You're getting ready for work. Alrighty, folks. Let me wrap it up here, okay? I'm going to make a couple videos, make one about that Maine situation here very quickly. And then I don't think I'm mess with it tonight. Maybe if I get up early enough in the morning, I'll mess with it. But I want to take that Fakir Mabalula. I might make not a short, but a short video. So I might do that because he's off his rocker. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thanks for the super chats, some that came in, the likes. We got 200 people currently here. That's pretty good for this time. I'm sorry to leave you, but I do need to make some stuff. I need to get some sleep tonight. It's already 11:30. I need to make a couple videos and hit the rack. Last night it was 3 o'clock again, and then up early. Need to get some rest. Wednesdays are my long day, so okay. But they've all been long this week. You would think somewhere along the line the media would actually start getting something right. You'd think, wouldn't you, Charles? But they have an objective, and they're lazy. They're not real journalists, most of them. That's the problem. All right, shall we leave with Twin Falls Delight? You guys want to hear Twin Falls Delight? Or what's the other one I have out there for the Rocky Mountain thing? Twin Falls Delight's kind of nice. Let's do Twin Falls Delight. Now I got to find it. Let's go back to that page. There we go. Twin Falls. Twin Falls Delight. Here we go.
sun wakes up in a golden sprawl over fields of wheat so proud, so tall. Morning whispers, rivers hum their tune, a land where hearts can bloom. The mountains stand like ancient friends, the kind of peace that never ends. Oh, Twin Falls delight, where the skies shine bright, a rocky mountain high, starry night, friendly faces, open doors, a place to dream, a place that's yours. Main streets alive, laughter fills the air, dreams right on the breeze without a care. The Snake River dances under the light, a sight that takes your soul to flight. Here roots grow deep and spirits soar, a little heaven forevermore. Twin Falls delight, where the skies shine bright, a rocky mountain high, a starry night, friendly faces, open doors, a place to dream, a place that's yours. Oh, Twin Falls delight, where the skies shine bright, a rocky mountain high, a starry night, friendly faces, open doors, a place to dream, a place that's yours.
Well, a pleasant good day to folks points further to the east of the East Coast of the United States. And for those here still in the U.S., have a lovely evening, get some rest. We'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday. Don't forget, it's a busy day. We've got the news. We've got Wednesdays with the Colonel Ronaldo. And then I've got my radio show in the night. You guys take care. You're very welcome, Willem. My greetings to the wife and the kids and to the other refugees who've settled in the area who I don't get to talk to. All right, everybody, take care of yourself. Be well. Cheers.